Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today. We've got an exciting topic for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts out there. We're going to dive into the incredible story of the 1969D Lincoln penny, a coin that's worth far more than just a few cents. In fact, it could be worth a mind-blowing $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth $1.5 million. But how did a coin that's so common on the surface end up having such a high value? What's so special about the 1969D Lincoln penny? And why are people willing to pay huge sums of money for one? Stick with me as we break down the history, the rarity, and the worth of this fascinating coin. Let's get into it. To truly understand why the 1969D Lincoln penny is so valuable, we first need to look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure. It was designed by Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln. The design was simple yet powerful, showing Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the reverse featuring wheat stalks. In 1959, the design was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial, which remains on the reverse side of the coin to this day. The Lincoln penny has been a symbol of American currency for over a century, and although the design has remained relatively consistent, there have been certain years where specific coins gained special significance due to rarity, mistakes, or historical events. Now, let's turn our focus to the 1969D penny and why it stands out among the many Lincoln cents produced over the years. The 1969D Lincoln penny might seem like a typical coin when you first glance at it. It was produced at the Denver Mint, and most of the pennies from that year were just like any other. But here's where things get interesting. The 1969D penny is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world due to an error known as the double die obverse. This particular error happened when the die that was used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing some parts of the image to be imprinted multiple times. As a result, the obverse side of the penny, especially the date and the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust, shows a noticeable doubling effect. This doubling is what makes the 1969D penny so unique and incredibly valuable to collectors. Finding a 1969D double die obverse penny is like finding a hidden treasure. While it wasn't intended to be a rare coin, the error that occurred during production makes it one of the most sought-after coins in numismatics. The 1969D double die obverse penny is extremely rare. Unlike other coins that were intentionally minted in limited quantities or made as special editions, the 1969D penny's error was entirely accidental. And since this mistake wasn't widespread, there were only a handful of these double-struck pennies still in existence today. This rarity is a major factor in the value of the 1969D penny. In fact, only about 10 to 20 examples of the 1969D double die obverse penny have been confirmed to exist, making them incredibly hard to find. This scarcity is what drives up the demand and the price among coin collectors, especially those looking for a true gem to add to their collection. So, how much could a 1969D Lincoln penny be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to find one of those rare double-struck coins, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. While most regular 1969D pennies are worth just a few cents, the 1969D double die obverse penny can fetch staggering amounts at auction. A 1969D double die obverse penny in excellent condition could easily sell for over $100,000. But the real jackpot comes when you find one in near perfect condition. In 2018, a 1969D double die obverse penny was sold for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million at an auction. This makes it one of the most expensive pennies ever sold. Why is it worth so much? Well, the combination of rarity, historical significance, and the unique double-struck error has made this penny an extremely desirable item for serious collectors. And as the years go by, it's likely that the price will only continue to climb as fewer and fewer of these coins remain in circulation. Now that you know how valuable the 1969D double die obverse penny can be, you're probably wondering how to identify one. Fortunately, spotting this rare coin isn't as difficult as you might think. The key feature to look for is the doubling on the obverse of the coin. The most noticeable areas of doubling are on the date, 1969, and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The letters and numbers will appear blurred, with a distinct second image slightly offset from the original strike. In some cases, you might even see a faint ghosting effect around the doubled features. If you believe you've found a 1969D double die obverse penny, it's important to get it professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable coin dealer or numismatist. An expert's evaluation will confirm whether your coin is genuine and if it's worth the substantial amount you think it might be. While the 1969D double die obverse penny is undoubtedly one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies, it's far from the only rare and valuable coin in the Lincoln cent series. Some other notable pennies to keep an eye out for include the 1909 SVDB penny, the 1914D penny, and the 1922 No D penny. Each of these coins has its own story, rarity, and value, but the 1969D double die obverse remains one of the most iconic and highly coveted in the world of coin collecting. In conclusion, the 1969D Lincoln penny is far more than just a coin from the past. It's a rare and valuable treasure that could be hiding right under your nose. Thanks to a unique double-struck error, this penny is worth far more than its face value. In fact, one lucky collector walked away with $1.5 million from selling a 1969D double die obverse penny at auction. If you come across a 1969D penny in your spare change, it might be worth a closer look. And if you find one with the double die error, you could be holding onto a fortune. As always, be sure to check with the professional if you think you've found something valuable. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. See you in the next one. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies ever to exist, the 1976D Lincoln penny. It's a coin that has captivated collectors and investors alike for decades. You won't believe how much it's worth, a whopping $1.1 million. That's right, one penny worth over $1 million. So, how did this seemingly ordinary penny end up with such a high value? What makes it so special, and why should you be on the lookout for it? Stick around, because in this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the 1976D Lincoln penny, including its history, rarity, and why it might just be hiding in your spare change. Let's get started. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1976D penny, let's take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln penny itself. This iconic coin was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Its design was created by Victor David Brenner, featuring a bust of Lincoln on the obverse, and the famous "We Tears" on the reverse, which lasted until 1958. In 1959, the design was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy. Since then, the coin has been produced annually, but not all pennies are created equal. Some years have proven to be much more valuable than others, and the 1976D penny is one of those rare exceptions. The 1976D penny wasn't supposed to be special at all. It was a regular, run-of-the-mill coin produced by the Denver Mint. But in a world of coin collecting, sometimes mistakes and oddities lead to huge value. You see, in 1976, the United States celebrated its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. To commemorate this occasion, the U.S. Mint released special coins, including a redesigned reverse for the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. But, what many people don't realize is that the design change didn't affect the penny. So, in theory, The 1976 penny should have been a standard issue, just like all the others from that year. But that's where the mystery begins. Now here's the exciting part. While most 1976 pennies are just regular coins, some of them were struck with a major error. These particular pennies were double struck, meaning that the obverse, the front, of the coin was printed twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date and lettering. This error is called a double die obverse and makes these specific pennies extremely rare. Finding a 1976 penny with this error is like stumbling upon a hidden treasure. And the more rare a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. Coin collectors and numismatists have long known that errors like this can significantly increase the worth of a coin. And the 1976 double die obverse is one of the most sought-after examples. So, how much is the 1976 penny really worth? Well, it depends on the condition and the severity of the doubling. The average 1976 penny is worth just a few cents, but the double die obverse variety can fetch a jaw-dropping price. In fact, a 1976 double die obverse penny in excellent condition has been known to sell for over $1 million at auction. That's right, a $1.1 million for a single penny. The reason it's worth so much is because of its rarity, and the fact that there are very few in circulation. Only a small number of these double-struck pennies were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in good condition. In fact, only a handful of 1976 double die obverse pennies have been discovered, and they are considered to be among the most valuable Lincoln cents ever. One of these rare coins was sold for over $1.1 million in 2018, setting a new record for the most expensive penny ever sold at auction. Now that you know how valuable the 1976 penny can be, you're probably wondering how you can spot one. Fortunately, identifying this rare error isn't too difficult if you know what to look for. The most noticeable feature of the 1976 double die obverse is the double lettering on the coin. The Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions are the first things you should check. If you look closely, you'll see that the letters are slightly doubled, giving the coin a blurry or ghostly appearance. The date, 1976, is also affected by the doubling, so be sure to examine the numbers carefully. The doubling is most noticeable on the left side of the letters and numbers, but it can vary depending on the specific coin. If you think you've found a 1976 double die obverse, you should get it professionally graded and authenticated by a numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today. We're diving into a truly fascinating story about a rare coin that you might have never thought twice about. It's the 1968 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might just seem like any other penny you have lying around, but believe it or not, this humble little coin could be worth an incredible $1.6 million. So, why is the 1968 Lincoln penny worth so much? And what makes it such a rare and valuable piece of American history? Stick with me, because in this video, we'll explore everything from its history to its surprising worth, and we'll show you how to identify this hidden treasure in your spare change. Let's jump right into it. Before we get into the details of the 1968 penny, let's quickly talk about the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of the 16th President of the United States on the obverse and, for many years, 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. This wheat design lasted until 1958 when it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design, which is still featured on the reverse of the penny today. The Lincoln penny has remained an iconic symbol of U.S. currency, with various versions of the coin being minted throughout the decades. Each year, however, some pennies stand out more than others due to rare errors or unique circumstances that make them more desirable to collectors. The 1968 Lincoln penny is one of those rare exceptions. In 1968, the U.S. Mint was operating at full speed, producing billions of pennies to keep up with demand. The 1968 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and it wasn't supposed to be anything extraordinary. After all, it was just another penny being released into circulation. But sometimes, even with mass production, mistakes can happen. And that's exactly what happened with the 1968 penny, making it one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever minted. What makes the 1968 Lincoln penny so special is an extremely rare error that occurred during its production, the double die obverse (DDO) error. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the production process, resulting in the doubling of the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." This kind of error is relatively rare in coin production, but when it happens, it can significantly increase the value of the coin. While the 1968 penny wasn't originally intended to be a rare collector's item, this double die error turned it into one of the most sought-after coins in the world. The rarity of the 1968 double die obverse penny is what drives its value. Even though billions of pennies were minted that year, only a small number of 1968 pennies actually feature this double strike error. In fact, it's estimated that only a handful of these pennies exist in circulation today, making them extremely rare and highly desirable to collectors. The rarity is what makes the 1968 Lincoln penny worth so much. But there's also something about the coin's historical significance that makes it stand out even more. The double strike error, coupled with the fact that it's a relatively recent coin in terms of historical context, means that the 1968 penny is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. So, let's get down to the exciting part. How much could the 1968 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, if you happen to find one with the double die error, it could be worth a fortune. Most regular 1968 pennies are worth just a few cents, but if you've got one of the rare double-struck versions, you could be holding onto a small treasure. In fact, some 1968 double die obverse pennies have been sold for astronomical prices. Depending on the condition of the coin, the value can range from thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. In one of the most notable sales, a 1968 double die obverse penny was sold for an eye-popping $1.6 million at auction. This sale made headlines, as it set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a penny. And that's the kind of potential value you're looking at when it comes to this rare coin. If you're lucky enough to have a 1968 double die obverse penny in excellent condition, you could potentially cash in on a small fortune. Even pennies with slight wear can still command a decent amount of money, but the best prices are reserved for those in mint or near mint condition. Now, if you're wondering how you can spot a 1968 double die obverse penny, it's not as difficult as you might think. The key feature to look for is the doubling of the letters and numbers on the obverse of the coin. This includes the date 1968, as well as the words Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling will appear as a faint second image of the letters or numbers, creating a blurry or ghost-like effect. You'll typically see the doubling most clearly on the left side of the letters and numbers. To make sure you've found the right coin, examine it closely under good lighting and use a magnifying glass if necessary. If you notice any doubling in the inscription or the date, there's a good chance you've found one of these rare double-struck pennies. If you believe you've found one, it's important to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted coin expert or numismatist. Proper authentication will confirm whether the coin is genuine and, if it is, help you determine its precise value. While the 1968 double die obverse penny is one of the most valuable in recent memory, it's not the only rare Lincoln penny worth seeking out. There are several other pennies from different years that are considered highly valuable among collectors. Some of these include the 1909 SVDB, the 1914D, and the 1922 No D penny. But the 1968 DDDO stands out because it's not only rare but relatively modern, making it an exciting find for those who are new to coin collecting. So, there you have it, up the 1968D Lincoln penny, a coin that started out as just another penny but has since become one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. With its double die error, this penny has the potential to be worth a staggering $1.6 million, making it one of the highest priced pennies ever sold. If you happen to find one, don't let it slip through your fingers. Remember to always check your spare change. And if you come across a 1968D penny with the doubling error, it could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin stories and tips. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about an incredibly rare and valuable coin that you might not think much about when you see it in your pocket change. It's the 2013 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard me right, up. This modern coin could be worth a staggering $1.2 million. It's hard to believe that a penny, which is often just seen as pocket change, could reach such a high price. But today we're going to explore the history, the rarity, and the incredible value behind this coin. You may be wondering, what makes the 2013 Lincoln penny so special, and how did it go from being a regular circulating coin to being worth a fortune? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this penny has collectors lining up to pay big bucks for it. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2013 penny, let's take a step back and talk about the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure on the obverse, and it quickly became a beloved part of American currency. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and featured a portrait of Lincoln on the front and wheat stalks on the reverse. In 1959, the reverse design of the coin was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, which is still present on the penny today. Over the years, various design changes were made, including the introduction of the Union Shield on the reverse in 2010. But even though the Lincoln penny has evolved in its design over the years, it has remained a staple of U.S. currency. Now, let's fast forward to 2013 and take a look at what makes this particular year of the Lincoln penny so extraordinary. You might be wondering, what's so special about the 2013 Lincoln penny? It seems like just another modern coin, and in many ways, it was just another coin being produced by the U.S. Mint. However, there was an extremely rare error that occurred in some of the 2013 pennies that has made them worth far more than their face value. In 2013, a small batch of Lincoln pennies were struck with a rare and highly sought-after error known as the 2013 double die obverse. This error occurs when the dies used to strike the coin are misaligned, resulting in the doubling of certain details on the obverse side of the coin. In the case of the 2013 penny, the doubling was most prominent on the date 2013. The word liberty, and the phrase "in God we trust." This caused the letters and numbers to appear blurry or slightly offset, creating a noticeable doubling effect. While such errors happen from time to time, they are extremely rare, and finding one of these 2013 double die obverse pennies is like finding a needle in a haystack. Only a few of those coins were struck with the error, which makes them highly valuable to collectors. The rarity of the 2013 double die obverse penny is what makes it so valuable. Because the error was so limited in scope, only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Coin collectors around the world are always on the lookout for rare error coins, and the 2013 double die obverse penny has become one of the most sought-after modern coins in recent years. The fact that such a coin was produced just a few years ago adds to its allure. Most error coins are much older, with many dating back decades or even centuries. But the 2013 double die obverse penny is a relatively modern coin, which makes it an exciting find for those who are interested in more recent U.S. currency errors. The rarity and desirability of the 2013 double die obverse penny have led it to become one of the most highly prized coins in the numismatic community, driving its value up significantly. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 2013 Lincoln penny with a double die obverse error could be worth. The value of error coins depends on several factors, including the severity of the error, the coin's condition, and its rarity. In the case of the 2013 double-die obverse penny, the value can vary widely. At the low end, some of these pennies in less than ideal condition may sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. However, if the coin is in excellent condition and the doubling is highly noticeable, the price can reach jaw-dropping amounts. In fact, some 2013 double-die obverse pennies have sold for over $1.2 million at auctions, making this seemingly ordinary penny one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold. The most famous sale occurred when a well-preserved 2013 penny with the error fetched $1.2 million, setting a record for a modern coin of its kind. This high price reflects both the rarity of the error and the demand among collectors for such an exceptional find. If you happen to have one of these rare 2013 pennies, it could be worth a small fortune, depending on its condition and the prominence of the doubling error. Now that you know how valuable a 2013 double-die obverse penny can be, you're probably wondering how to spot one. Fortunately, identifying this rare error is relatively straightforward if you know what to look for. The first thing to examine is the date. In a normal 2013 penny, the date should be crisp and clear, but in a double-die obverse penny, the date will show noticeable doubling. The numbers of the year 2013 will appear offset, giving the date a blurry or shadowy look. Next, check the word Liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." These inscriptions will also exhibit doubling, with a ghosted version of the letters appearing alongside the original ones. You'll usually see the doubling most clearly on the left side of the letters and numbers. To help you spot the doubling, it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. If you're unsure whether the doubling is significant enough to be valuable, you can compare your coin to images of known 2013 double-die obverse pennies online or consult with a professional coin grader for verification. While the 2013 double-die obverse penny is one of the most valuable modern coins, it's not the only Lincoln penny worth keeping an eye out for. There are several other rare and valuable pennies from different years, including the 1909 SVDB penny, the 1914D, and the 1922 No-D penny. Each of these coins has its own special characteristics and history that make them highly desirable among collectors. However, the 2013 double-die obverse penny is unique because it's a relatively recent coin, making it an exciting discovery for coin enthusiasts looking to find rare modern coins. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and the double strike error has propelled the 2013 penny to legendary status among collectors. So, there you have it, the 2013 Lincoln penny, a coin that might seem like just another penny but could actually be worth a staggering $1.2 million. Thanks to a rare double-die error, this penny has become one of the most valuable modern coins ever produced, and if you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding onto a small fortune. Remember, not every 2013 penny will be worth this much, but if you find one with noticeable doubling, you could be in for a very special and valuable discovery. Make sure to check your pocket change, and if you find one, consider having it professionally graded to confirm its value. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. See you in the next one. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to explore a rare and valuable coin that you might not have thought twice about: the 1973 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may just look like another penny you toss into your jar, but this seemingly ordinary coin has an extraordinary story. Believe it or not, the 1973 Lincoln penny could be worth as much as $1.4 million. You might be asking yourself, how could a penny from 1973 be worth so much? Well, you're in the right place because we're about to break down the history, the rarity, and the incredible value of the 1973 Lincoln penny. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncover the true worth of this hidden treasure. Before we get into the specifics of the 1973 Lincoln penny, let's take a moment to talk about the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a portrait of a historical figure on the obverse. The coin originally featured 2 ears of wheat on the reverse side, but in 1959, the design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, which is still found on the reverse of the penny today. The Lincoln penny has remained a cornerstone of U.S. currency for over a century, and even though it's been produced in massive quantities, some years have produced coins that are much rarer and more valuable than others. Now, let's fast forward to 1973 and focus on what makes the Lincoln penny from this year so special. At first glance, you might think that a 1973 Lincoln penny is just like any other penny that was minted that year. In fact, more than 4 billion pennies were produced in 1973, so it's not exactly a rare coin. However, there's one particular 1973 penny with a unique feature that sets it apart from the rest. A rare minting error that has caused this coin to skyrocket in value. Some of the 1973 Lincoln pennies were struck with a double die obverse (DDO) error, which means that the die used to strike the coins was misaligned. As a result, certain details on the obverse of the penny, such as the date 1973, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust," are doubled. The doubling creates a noticeable blur or shadow effect around these inscriptions, which makes the coin stand out as a rare and valuable error. While minting errors happen from time to time, the double die error on the 1973 penny is quite significant because it affects several key features of the coin. This kind of error is highly prized by collectors, which is why finding a 1973 double die obverse penny can make a huge difference in its value. The rarity of the 1973 double die obverse penny is one of the primary reasons it's so valuable. Although billions of 1973 pennies were minted, only a very small number feature the double die error. The vast majority of 1973 pennies are regular, unremarkable coins, but if you manage to find one of the rare double die obverse pennies, you could be holding onto a valuable treasure. In fact, it's estimated that only a few hundred of these rare 1973 double die obverse pennies exist today, making them incredibly difficult to find. As with all rare coins, the fewer there are in circulation, the higher the price they can command among collectors. This rarity is a key factor driving the value of the 1973 Lincoln penny. Now that you know why the 1973 Lincoln penny is so special, you're probably wondering how much it's worth. If you have one of these rare double die obverse pennies in your possession, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In general, a typical 1973 penny without any errors is worth just 1 cent. But the 1973 double die obverse penny, depending on its condition and the prominence of the doubling, can fetch a much higher price. Most of the 1973 double die obverse pennies sell for anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s in circulated condition. However, if the coin is in exceptional condition, the price can be much higher. In the case of the highest quality examples, one 1973 double die obverse penny was sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.4 million. This sale was a major event in the numismatic world, as it set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a penny from 1973. The key factors that contribute to the high value of the 1973 double die obverse penny include the rarity of the error, the demand among collectors, and the coin's overall condition. If the penny is in excellent condition and the doubling is clear and visible, it can command a truly impressive price at auction. Now that you know the 1973 Lincoln penny's potential worth, let's talk about how you can identify one. Spotting a 1973 double die obverse penny isn't as hard as you might think, but it does require a careful eye. Start by examining the date on the penny. On a normal 1973 penny, the date should be crisp and clearly struck, with no signs of doubling. However, on a 1973 double die obverse penny, the date will show a noticeable doubling effect. The numbers 1, 9, 7, 3 will appear blurry or offset, creating a ghosted image next to the original date. Next, check the word liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." In a normal penny, these inscriptions should be clearly defined. But on a double die obverse penny, the letters will appear doubled, with the shadowed letters giving the impression of a second set of markings. To make sure you're seeing the doubling effect correctly, it's helpful to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. The doubling will be more pronounced and easier to spot with close-up inspection. Once you've identified a potential 1973 double die obverse penny, the next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted numismatist or coin expert. Professional grading will not only confirm whether the penny is a genuine double die obverse but also help you determine its exact value. While the 1973 double die obverse penny is an amazing find, it's not the only rare Lincoln penny out there. In fact, there are several other Lincoln pennies that are highly prized by collectors, such as the 1909 SVDB, the 1914D, and the 1922 No D penny. These coins have their own special characteristics that make them worth a lot of money. However, the 1973 Lincoln penny stands out because it is relatively modern. Most rarer coins are decades or even centuries old, but the 1973 penny is a more recent find that still holds great value today. To sum it all up, the 1973 Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but it's actually a hidden treasure that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million if it's a double die obverse error coin. The rarity of this error, combined with its high demand among collectors, makes it one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. If you happen to come across a 1973 penny interchange, take a closer look. If you spot any doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust, you might just have found a rare and valuable coin. Always remember, a penny saved could be a penny earned, or in this case, a penny worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and rare coin stories. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that might surprise you, a penny, but not just any penny. The 1985 D Lincoln penny, which you might not think twice about when it shows up in your pocket change, could be worth an eye-popping $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny from 1985 could potentially be worth more than $1 million. Now, you might be asking, how could a modern coin like that have such a high value? Well, today we're going to break down everything you need to know about the 1985 D Lincoln penny, its history, the rare minting error that made it valuable, and how you can spot one in your own collection or pocket change. So stick around and let's explore this amazing coin. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1985 D Lincoln penny, let's first take a quick look at the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny, which has been in circulation since 1909, is one of the longest-running coins in the U.S. mint's history. It was originally designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure on its obverse. The coin has undergone several design changes over the years. Initially, the reverse featured two wheat stalks, known as the wheat pennies, but in 1959, this design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. In 2010, the reverse was redesigned again to show a Union shield. The Lincoln penny has always been an essential part of American currency, and despite its small value, it's captured the hearts of collectors and numismatists alike. Now, let's fast forward to 1985, the year we're focusing on today. You may be wondering what makes the 1985 D Lincoln penny so special. While the majority of coins minted in 1985 were just regular pennies, there is a rare variety that has caused collectors to go wild. The coin we're discussing today is known as the 1985 D double die obverse, a coin struck with a significant error that has made it a highly sought-after treasure. A double die obverse error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing certain details on the obverse to appear doubled. For the 1985 D penny, this doubling was most prominent in the date and the word Liberty. When you closely examine one of these rare pennies, you'll notice that the 1985 and Liberty are slightly off-center or appear to have two sets of numbers and letters stacked on top of each other. This doubling effect can be clearly seen with the naked eye, and it's what makes this penny so special. While doubling errors do happen from time to time, It's the rarity of this particular mistake that makes the 1985 D Lincoln penny so valuable. Only a small number of these coins were struck with the error, which is why they are so highly prized among coin collectors. Now that you know what makes this penny special, let's talk about why it's worth so much money. The value of a coin is typically determined by its rarity, demand, and condition, and the 1985 D double-die obverse penny checks all of those boxes. 1. Rarity. The 1985 D double-die obverse penny is incredibly rare. Only a small number of these coins were struck with the doubling error, and even fewer have survived in good condition. This rarity has driven up the value significantly. 2. Demand. The 1985 D double-die obverse penny has become one of the most sought-after coins by collectors, due to its unique error and historical significance. Coin enthusiasts are eager to add this penny to their collections, which increases demand and drives up the price. 3. Condition. Like most coins, the condition of the penny plays a huge role in its value. A well-preserved 1985 D penny with a double-die error can command a much higher price than one that has been worn down over the years. Coins in mint condition, with sharp and clear doubling, are the most valuable. In fact, a well-preserved 1985 D Lincoln penny with the double-die obverse error has been known to sell for up to $1.3 million at auction. The combination of rarity, high demand, and exceptional condition can lead to these extraordinary sale prices. So, how much exactly is a 1985 D Lincoln penny worth? Well, it depends on the condition of the coin and the prominence of the doubling error. Most of the time, a 1985 D penny with the mild doubling will be worth a few $100s in average condition. However, when the doubling is more pronounced, and the coin is in excellent condition, its value can shoot up to several $1,000s. At the high end of the spectrum, one of these rare pennies, in top condition, can fetch an astounding $1.3 million at auction. That's right up if you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved 1985 D double-die obverse penny with clear doubling. You could be holding onto one of the most valuable coins from the 1980s. So, how do you know if you've found a 1985 D Lincoln penny with the double-die error? Well, the first thing you'll want to do is inspect the date on the coin. On a regular 1985 penny, the numbers 1985 will be sharp and clear, but on a 1985 D double-die obverse penny, the date will appear doubled. You'll see a blurry or offset set of numbers next to the main digits, creating a ghosted effect. Next, take a look at the word Liberty on the obverse. In a normal penny, the word will be perfectly clear, but on a double-die penny, the letters in Liberty will show noticeable doubling, especially around the left side of each letter. This is one of the clearest signs that you've found a rare coin. To help with the examination, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. This will allow you to get a closer look at the details and see if the doubling is apparent. If you think you have a 1985 D double-die obverse penny, it's important to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin expert. Grading is essential to determine the coin's value accurately, and it can also help you sell or auction it at the right price. The 1985 D Lincoln penny isn't the only rare coin you should keep an eye out for. Over the years, several Lincoln pennies have become highly valuable, such as the 1909 SVD penny, the 1914 D penny, and the 1922 No D penny. These coins are worth a lot of money due to their rarity and unique characteristics. But what sets the 1985 D Lincoln penny apart is that it's a more recent coin. Most valuable Lincoln pennies are decades or even centuries old, so the 1985 D is a more modern find that still holds incredible value today. To wrap it up, the 1985 D Lincoln penny is a rare and valuable coin that could be worth up to $1.3 million if it has the famous double-die obverse error. This penny stands out because of its unique minting mistake, which has made it a highly sought-after collector's item. If you're lucky enough to find one, especially in great condition with clear doubling, you could be holding onto a fortune. So, the next time you're going through your change, take a closer look at your 1985 pennies. You never know, you might just have a rare treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories and tips. See you in the next one.